year was 1274. The Mongol Empire, the most formidable war machine the world had ever seen, had turned its gaze upon Japan. Under the command of the ruthless Khotun Khan, a massive fleet of warships, filled with hardened warriors from the steppes of Mongolia, Korea, and China, sailed towards the island of Tsushima, the first stepping stone to conquering Japan. The defenders of Tsushima, samurai of the Kamakura shogunate, knew they faced impossible odds. Clans, such as the So and the Hojo, gathered their warriors, swords and bows in hand, prepared to meet their fate. Their honor demanded they fight to the last man, even if it meant dying against an enemy whose numbers were endless. But as the Mongols set foot upon the shores, another force watched from the dense mountain forests. One unseen, one unknown. A lone figure, cloaked in shadow, adorned in armor of blackened metal and intricate patterns resembling the great samurai of old, stood upon a cliffside. His mask, resembling that of a demon, gazed upon the chaos below. He had come not for the samurai, nor the Mongols, but for the greatest prey of all, warriors who claimed to be the strongest on earth. He was Yaocha, a hunter of legends. But soon, he would be known by another name. To the Mongols, he was an invisible death, a force they could neither see nor defeat. To the samurai, he was both divine and damned, a ghost who struck terror into the hearts of their enemies. The Ghost of Tsushima had arrived. The Mongols stormed Tsushima in waves, their forces overwhelming the samurai defenders. Their tactics were unlike anything the Japanese had ever faced. Siege weapons launching fire upon villages, mounted warriors with lightning-fast strikes, and ruthless soldiers armed with poisoned arrows and explosives. Honor meant nothing to them, only victory. Khotun Khan, a brutal and cunning general, watched from his warship, pleased by the ease of conquest. Yet, reports from his commanders troubled him, entire scouting parties vanishing in the forests. Warriors found slain with wounds unlike any blade or arrow could cause. Some were decapitated, others torn apart with precision. The few survivors babbled of a phantom, a demon that struck from the shadows. The samurai, too, began to witness the impossible. On moonlit nights, they saw Mongol invaders slain by an unseen force, their corpses left hanging from trees as warnings. In the heart of battle, flashes of metal, glowing red eyes, and guttural clicks haunted the Mongol ranks. The So clan, defenders of Tsushima, whispered of an ancient guardian spirit, a vengeful warrior who had risen from the underworld to punish the invaders. As days passed, the legend spread. The Mongols called it Kinchakgor, the man-demon. The Japanese called it Kage no Yokai, the shadow specter. But soon, he would earn a name that would be spoken for generations, the Ghost of Tsushima. Furious at the growing fear among his men, Khotun Khan ordered a great hunt. He commanded his elite warriors, master archers, heavy cavalry, and the fearsome Keshig guards to track and kill the demon. But the hunter had already become the master of this battlefield. The samurai predator struck with deadly precision. His wrist blades sliced through armor like paper, unleashing hell upon Mongol camps. And his sword felled men by the dozens. He adapted the samurai's own techniques, using their code of combat against the invaders, challenging Mongol champions in one-on-one duels before tearing them apart. At first, the samurai feared him as much as the Mongols did. But when they saw him strike down the invaders, they began to believe he was more than a demon, perhaps a divine warrior sent by the gods to aid them. Clans that had suffered losses in battle began to leave offerings of broken swords and Mongol heads in the forests, gestures of gratitude to the unseen guardian. The Mongols fought back harder. They set fire to the forests to flush him out. They poisoned wells and slaughtered entire villages to lure him into the open. But the samurai predator did not falter. If anything, Their cruelty only strengthened his resolve. Soon, Khotun Khan himself took notice. He no longer saw a mindless demon, but a warrior, a foe worthy of respect. And so, he did what all great conquerors do. He sought to break him. In the autumn of 1281, during the Second Mongol invasion, Khotun Khan devised a final plan. He would challenge the demon himself. The battlefield was the ruins of a burned village, the air thick with ash and blood. Khotun, standing tall in his gilded Mongol armor, wielded a massive sword, its blade still stained with the blood of countless samurai. The samurai predator emerged from the mist, his armor battered, his mask reflecting the flames of the wreckage. They stood, warriors from different worlds, bound by one truth: only the strongest would survive. The duel was unlike any battle Tsushima had ever witnessed. Khotun Khan, a warrior who had crushed armies, fought with unmatched ferocity, his strikes heavy and relentless. But the predator, though wounded, moved like a shadow, his blades flashing with deadly grace. Blow after blow, the two titans clashed. Khotun Khan shattered the predator's shoulder cannon, forcing him into close combat. The predator, in turn, sliced through Khotun's armor, leaving deep wounds upon the warlord's chest. But the Mongol refused to fall. With a furious cry, he struck a mighty blow, sending the predator to his knees. For a moment, silence. Khotun Khan loomed over his fallen enemy, believing himself victorious. But the predator, fueled by the warrior's spirit he had come to admire, unleashed one final strike. His wrist blades plunged into Khotun's heart, piercing through armor and bone. The Mongol general staggered, his eyes wide with disbelief. He had conquered empires, brought kings to their knees, but in the end, he was bested by a warrior not of this world. As Khotun Khan fell, the storm came. The legendary kamikaze winds, divine typhoons sent by the gods, swept through the Mongol fleet, tearing ships apart and forcing the invaders into retreat. The Yacha, wounded but victorious, watched as the Mongols fled Tsushima, their conquest shattered. The Mongols never returned. The divine winds had crushed their fleet, and their leader was slain by a force they could neither understand nor defeat. The samurai never saw the predator again. Some say he vanished into the mountains, returning to the shadows. Others believe he ascended into the heavens, his mission complete. But the legend endured. For centuries, the story of the Ghost of Tsushima was passed down among warriors. He was a demon, a guardian, a god of war, who had come to test the might of men. And among the Yacha, his tale was told as well, the story of a hunter who had found honor not in taking trophies, but in defending a world from those who sought to destroy it. The Ghost of Tsushima was never forgotten. His spirit lived on in the steel of every samurai's blade, in the whispers of the wind, and in the hearts of those who stood against the tides of war. For though he came as a hunter, he left as a legend.